If you're watching this video, you're probably wondering why we released a brand new micro blending brush set when we already have a large, small, mini, and detailed blending brushes. If you're curious about our blending brushes or confused about the difference between all of them, don't worry. Today we are doing an in-depth look of all of our blending brushes and sharing which brushes will best suit your different crafting needs. Don't miss our FAQs at the end to answer some of your common questions about ink blending. Let's start with our large blending brushes. These were our first released ink blending brushes and they still remain a favourite to this day. These are perfect for blending large backgrounds or batch blending. They have an ergonomic handle which is easy and comfortable to hold. The white bristles make it easy to see the ink colour that you are using. They also have a built-in storage case. You will have trouble to blend small areas with these or try to add details. It takes up a lot of storage space too. Next up is another fan favourite, our small blending brushes which are frequently used among crafters. These are great for both large and small areas. They are ergonomic and easy to hold. The white bristles again make it easy to see the ink colour that you're using. Very easy to store. We also have storage for these ones. And it comes in a set of 4 brushes. So you have one for lots of colours. The cons on this one is that it does take a little bit longer to blend large areas, but you can do it with this one. Next we have our mini blending brushes, which are great for those smaller ink blending areas. These are included in our Build a Garden series, so subscribers are able to collect one of these each month. They have shorter bristles than the previous 2 to allow for more control when blending. They're great for blending small areas and adding details too. Small surface area, so you don't need to mask off lots of areas when blending on your stencils. They are very easy to hold as well. They do have those white bristles. They are very easy to store. You could pop those in a little tub and keep them off to the side. The cons on this one is that they do have shorter bristles, so it holds less ink, so you will need to kind of re-ink these a little bit more than you would the other 2, and they are not great for blending large areas. Now here's the exciting new addition to our ink blending tool lineup, our micro blending brushes. We are so excited to give crafters a new tool to use for the detail ink blending to use in very tiny areas. These are perfect for ink blending in hard to reach areas, and they're going to allow you to get really beautiful details. They have shorter flat bristles to allow for more control when blending as well. The longer handle is more ergonomic to hold, and you can use it a little bit like a pencil. This comes in a pack of 4 with 2 different sizes. The white bristles, again as with our other blending tools, makes it easy for you to see the ink colour that you're using, and these are very easy to store. These are not great for blending larger areas, and I definitely would use a small or large for that. Finally, we have our detailed blending brushes, which are perfect for artists who want to level up their ink blending techniques. These are angled differently than our other blending brushes, so they allow for advanced ink blending techniques and adding different details. These have a longer handle, so they're more ergonomic to hold. They're great for adding streaks of colour, so you can really add some really fun effects with these ones. These are perfect for advanced ink blending techniques, so shading, highlighting, adding really tiny dots of colour to your stenciled images, and these come in a pack of 3 with 3 different sizes. The con on this one, again, like other ones before it, is that it's not great for blending large areas, so you would probably go for a different tool for that. Now that we have shared the comparison of all our ink blending brushes, let's move on to some of our frequently asked questions about these fan favourite crafting essentials. What is the best way to clean them? Can they be washed, or do you need one for each colour family? Okay, so there's a couple of different ways to clean the blending brushes. You can use a damp microfiber cloth or a chamois. You can also run these through some clear water until they get very clean. You will need to apply a little bit of pressure when rubbing the brush onto the chamois cloth or even onto the bottom of the sink to get rid of all of the ink. You can then leave them off to the side to dry, and I would recommend drying them on the side and not on their bristles. No, you don't need one for each color family. I tend to have 2 for each color family, but not each color family, each kind of color tone. So I have 1 for light pinks and 1 for dark pinks. I then have 1 for light reds and 1 for dark reds. So I have a couple of different ones that I use for the lights and darks in each of the color tones. Is there a storage container for these brushes? Would like to get some for each primary color, but want a container to hold them. Yes, we have specially designed the Crafters Showcase Small Ink Blending Tools stackable storage for our small ink blending tools. The case is clear so you can easily see through and find your blending brushes and the color that you need. Our micro and detail blending brushes can easily be stored in any cup or pencil holder along with your paintbrushes and pens. What is the best way to organize your blending brushes? This goes along the same lines as the previous question. We actually designed sticker labels for our color families. So we have specific labels designed just for our blending brushes, so you can dedicate each brush to a different color family if you wanted to. This really helps with keeping your blending brushes organized so you can easily pick out the color you need while crafting. Which ink is best to use for ink blending? You could use any ink that you want to. I do prefer using a dye ink because this dyes the cardstock, but you can use these for pigment inks as well. If you are using them for different types of inks, like a dye ink and also a pigment ink, I would recommend that you have a ink blending tool for each ink. So if you use your ink blending tool to ink blend with a blue dye ink, I would have a separate one for a blue pigment ink. They don't tend to work well on the same brush, but they do work very well as a team. Finally, here's the big question that a few of you have asked. How is the micro blending brush set different from the detailed blending brushes we already have in our store? So these 2 blending brushes sets have very different uses. If you look at the brushes side by side, you can clearly see the difference in shape of each brush. The detail brushes have an angle, while the micro brushes are flat and they have shorter kind of bristles in there. They do have 2 of the same sizes, so we have 10 and 7 in both the micro and the detailed, but in the detailed you can also get that number 5 brush, which is very, very tiny. Our new micro blending brushes join our existing series of round blending brushes from our large all the way down to the detailed. Our detail blending brushes were designed differently so they can assist with advanced ink blending techniques such as shading and highlighting. Feel free to check out our creative coloring with Erin playlist to see how Erin has been using different blending brushes for different uses.
Hello crafters, Jen here. For more tips, techniques, tutorials, and to discover which paper crafting products are right for you, subscribe to Altenew's YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thanks for watching.